7 things that shock a narcissist to the core. Are you the target of a narcissist's attention? Does it seem incredibly difficult to have the upper hand in any discussion due to their incessant mind games, emotional abuse, and manipulation? That is exactly what they want. It takes science to outwit a narcissist, and fortunately, there are certain things narcissists find shocking that can make them pause before their next move. Yes, it is completely possible to maintain control of circumstances when dealing with a narcissist. So stay tuned to learn the top 7 things that can shock a narcissist to their core and will hopefully prevent them from messing with you. Number 7. Rejection. For narcissists who think they can get anyone they want, rejection is a big blow. They are often the rejectors, so rejecting them typically undermines them. It invalidates all the hard work they put into making themselves irresistible. They build up qualities to make themselves captivating and are often the most confident in the room, the most self-assured and fearless people in the room. They're also often very smart, rich, handsome, or pretty. Their qualities often make you believe that they are very deserving of all the attention that they get, and they didn't spend up to 5 hours daily in the gym to face rejection from anyone. Usually, they go for people who they perceive as lesser than them, so that the chances of rejection are very slim. They can't stand having a richer or more attractive partner. It scares them to death knowing that you have the upper hand, so you can discard them any day. This makes their response to rejection brutal. Some may respond violently by physically attacking or assaulting you, but they are often well integrated and may just resort to threats, public humiliation, and guilt tripping. To deal with them, maintain appropriate limits. You'll discover that the narcissist is typically irritated with you when you keep a healthy distance and strong boundaries, and you shouldn't ever feel the need to apologize for that. Number 6. When they lose control. Narcissists are extremely smart control freaks. They are also calculating that this trait can sometimes go unnoticed. They like to have the upper hand, and that means knowing everything about you when you know nothing about them. If a narcissist says harsh words to you and you don't respond, they begin to panic, and that's something that they can't stand. They like certainty and predictability. They like to know all your triggers, secrets, and trauma so they can taunt you at will. They could purposely make certain derogatory comments that can cause you to have self-doubts. So if you want to disarm them, surprise them with a reaction they never expected. This doesn't just apply to individuals, but to group situations as well. They like to take charge, and they don't like the idea of anyone upsetting the status quo for any reason. Unless it's them, of course. Number 5. When they are ignored. For narcissists, attention is a lifeline. They thrive on knowing that they can have your attention whenever they want. They also believe they can grasp the attention of whoever they want. But when you defy this rule by not chasing after them, they're instantly shocked. When heads do not roll when they walk into a room, they may feel faint, like their oxygen supply has been cut off. Everyone has to put them on a pedestal. If not, they become anxious and fearful that they're losing their touch and grip on you. At that moment, they turn desperate and look for any means to get back your attention, because without your attention, their false sense of being powerful is shattered. They may act in some of the strangest ways you've ever seen adults behave because of their fear of being ignored and abandoned. They may even spread rumors about you just to make themselves feel good again after being ignored. The key is to never let them see you worry about something they did as retaliation. Knowing they have gotten to you gives them energy and makes them feel good. Number 4. When they fail. Narcissists are always right. Always, even when they're not. When you can point out that they're wrong and disagree with them, you've caused their downfall. Most narcissists are perfectionists. They believe they can do everything and anything perfectly right, not even a single mistake. If you ever try to correct their mistakes or disagree with their opinions, you could definitely rile them up. They have built this aura of self-assurance and confidence that makes people either too scared to point out their mistakes or too deluded by them to think they're wrong. Failure indicates to them that they are mere humans and not gods like they make themselves out to be. It shows they are very far from perfect. That is a box narcissists hate to be put in, as they believe that they're special. In their world, failure is shameful, and whoever points out their shortcomings is to be avoided at all costs. Number 3. When they are confronted with the truth. Normal individuals who have high self-esteem are usually proud of who they are. We flaunt our true selves and accept our flaws with pride. But narcissists are the direct opposite. They are so insecure that they would do anything to hide their real selves. They work very hard to build a false sense of self-worth and show it to the world. They also try to heavily conceal their weaknesses by avoiding situations that might bring them into the spotlight. Self-evaluation and self-awareness aren't particularly traits narcissists possess. Sure, they know themselves deep inside, but rather than come to terms with it, they choose to live a lie and deceive everyone else. This is why they never truly have friends or lovers. It might seem like they do, but they really don't. They hate intimacy of all forms because it requires vulnerability and accepting of themselves. It requires confronting the truth and changing. They would be locked up in their head, caging their true emotions in a box and putting on a show 24/7. They believe they concealed their true selves well enough to manipulate you without you knowing. If you can see through their unrealistic front and you confront them with the truth, you will shock them to their core. Number 2. When they are humiliated. For an average person, the prospect of being publicly humiliated can be scary, but narcissists cannot tolerate perceived or actual public humiliation. It drives them crazy. Their egos are extremely fragile, making them very sensitive to humiliation. By doing this, you would be breaking down their walls of importance and power and could make room for people to ridicule them. They might feel very exposed when you point out their weaknesses and allow other people to see their true nature. Embarrassing them on social media is even worse. Those memes and comments from thousands of people all over the world would make them completely freak out. It's like disarming them in front of the whole world. There is little more shocking to a narcissist than when they're being made fun of or when they're not viewed as the expert or authority in a public place. If you ever tried and successfully embarrassed a narcissist publicly, they will fear and avoid you like the plague. Number 1. When they are insulted. When your confidence is fickle, the slightest insult is a blow to your ego. This is the reality of a narcissist. Every other person can take a degree of insult or criticism, sometimes even laugh along. Narcissists, however, are highly sensitive individuals who cannot do that. Since they're terribly insecure people with low self-esteem, if what you say doesn't match their reality, it becomes an insult. If they believe themselves to be the prettiest in the room and you feel otherwise, they get annoyed. It is very easy for them to take a harmless comment out of a statement that doesn't align with the lie that they may have told themselves, and they'll hate you. They tend to take things out of context. That's why, if you look closely, you'll realize they never really joke around. Joking around means accepting their flaws and allowing them to be highlighted for comedy. That's something that they find very difficult to do. If you insult or offend them, they're going to sulk and brood over it for a long time. If they're really vexed by it, they take it to heart and seek revenge by any means possible. Either way, insult is a sure way to leave a lasting impression on a narcissistic person. There might be more things that we haven't mentioned that can shake up a narcissist's reality. So if you happen to know more things that narcissists are shocked by that weren't highlighted in this video, please feel free to share it with everyone in the comments down below.